Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna watch the YouTuber called Tyson Hockley. Tyson Hockley is well known to actually do commentary on channels like the Muslim Lantern. He had a interesting debate concerning Christianity and Christ, the deity of Christ, with Sam Shamoun. And recently he decided to upload a new video where he invites his mother to see what she thinks about him considering converting to Islam. Now, for many people that don't know, these young kids these days, they all go in the direction of their influencers, meaning Sneeko, Andrew Tate, even the Fonzie guy. Like everybody wants to decide if they want to be a content creator or not, and in what direction they're gonna go. Are they gonna go into Christian apologetics, or they're gonna go in Islamic dawah? Whatever draws in the larger crowd, whatever gives the larger sponsorships, whatever makes the most money. That's what it's about these days. Like kids want to be content creators, but they're trying to negotiate and trying to convince themselves what will be the better direction. It's like, do I want a Ferrari or do I want a Mustang? Like what is the better? Which one is better? And once they get convinced and once they get to that point, they make the decision. And I'm seeing so many young men going in the direction of Sneeko and Andrew Tate, to continue and propagate and promote Islam as a religion and usher in that world domination aspect concerning the concept and principle of the Ummah. And to me personally, it's a sad thing to see that is what the youth has been boiled down to. You know, young American youth, young Western youth, young men, that their only life purpose can be found in advocating and propagating and helping the agenda of Islamism to take over the world on all levels and control everybody's life as the ultimate goal. All about and by doing that they get rewarded by getting money and sponsorships and all that. And I mean it really it's a sad thing to witness. It's a real sad thing to witness that people see that as a business opportunity. Like, what it's like, what do I do, with my life? I'm gonna promote Christianity or gonna promote Islam? You know what I mean? It's like, it's just business, and that's what it boils down to. And it's really sad to see that the youth just get sucked into it. So let's watch this clip where he's with his mother and they discuss this topic, and they're gonna respond to a video of the Muslim Lantern. I mean, we'll just have to see, what they have to say. I'm just gonna build off of their commentary and come to a conclusion. But I just wanted to use this as a prime example of, well, yeah, personal disappointment, I guess you can say. So let's do this.
All right, what's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I finally convinced my mom to come on the channel. How long have I been trying to get you on for?
Too long.
Too long. So guys, you said on Twitter, I asked like, would you like to see my mom come on? It got like 400 plus likes. You guys obviously want to see this, kind of following in Sunny Faz's footsteps. Show it to Sunny. So today we're reacting to a video of the Muslim Lantern. But first I just want to ask, right, because you've seen the videos of me talking about Islam and how I'm considering Islam. Like, what do you think as a mother that your son, who's like a white Canadian Christian boy, thinking about like Islam? What do you think about that?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I think you are young and you may want to explore different avenues. I think I would have to do my research more.
I think your audio's low, but no, I get that. So you're open-minded.
Yes, except for this is right in my face.
It is right in your face.
Yes, it is.
All right. Hopefully, I guess we could try to turn the volume up. I don't really know how that works. Hopefully, you guys could hear.
Maybe I'm a low talker.
Okay, let's hop right into this. This is unprofessional YouTube because we don't do edits around here. Okay, so we have a good video from the Muslim Lantern to react to here. Unstable apostate threatens peaceful Muslims. So this is going to be an interesting one, and you kind of like pause and give your thoughts.
All right.
Can something come from nothing?
What's adultery is punishment in Islam?
It's lagging a little.
I'll finish with them and then I'll come to you. The singularity. Whatever brought that energy and matter into singularity and expanded it has to possess certain attributes. You cannot have the universe without knowledge that we can't even comprehend. Ultimate knowledge we can't even comprehend. Looking at the variables in the universe, how precise detailed it is, electromagnetic waves, galaxies, stars, all of them. Everything is as precise as it
because also I want to ask you too, like, what's like your religious background? Because like, are you coming in this as like an atheist looking at like this Islam, or you like, do you like what is kind of like your religious
You do
background?
realize this is right in my face.
I know, but we can't edit this out, so you have to just like roll with it. It's more important that they hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your religious background coming into this reaction?
Well, I really don't have a religious background. I'm not Christian. I think there's more of an energy in the world.
Like
more
you're
of a
spiritual.
Yes, exactly.
So like 7 chakras alignment, meditate with the sun hitting your third eye, kind of sort of thing.
I don't know if it's that deep, but
That's what I used to be into. Like, I used to be totally into like the meditation, like
yes,
sun
I do.
gazing. Show it to Spiritual So I used to watch like all the time and used to
And
say
that's
like,
just a good example right there
Right.
of you going through your journey of trying to decide what you want for yourself.
yeah, based mother. Yeah,
Based mother. You know, age and life experience, they go hand in hand. So the younger you are, the less you experience, the less you know, the less you can establish and confirm. The further you go in time and you experience yourself and you come to your own conclusion, that makes you your own man. You can decide for yourself. Of course, a mom is going to be always supportive about it. But the fact that he has to bring up new age, like what I've noticed is that there is always, even if it's not 100% scripted, a script being followed. You know, it doesn't matter if it comes from a Christian perspective of a background or from an Islamic background, but there is always this narrative they're following. It's like, oh, I used to be in witchcraft, I used to be in pendling, I used to be in crystals, you know, just to put emphasis on the new age and the evil and the satanic aspect and the nature of it, because you're dealing with unclean spirits and being corrupted and you know, being demonic possessed and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden you see the light, and then either you follow Christ or you go into the direction of Islam. It's always the same scripted story that people build off. It becomes very monotone, very commercialized, you know, and that's what a lot of people roll with. And that's, you know, that's the interesting thing. That's what I've noticed. You know, it's always the same thing, the same narrative. Now, whether it's true or false, the point is that if you're a kid and you just say like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna dabble in some new age stuff, you know, I have some understanding of Christianity, I don't fully agree, I'm interested in Islam, like this basically just relays a journey, let's say a spiritual journey. And of course, any type of organized religion is willing to draw you in to gain more, to add more to their numbers, because to organized religion, the amount of people that obey and observe and listen and can be hooked and reeled in, that is what matters, is the amount of people that can control and possess, you know, these organizations. That's their main goal. That's what it's about. They don't care about your life, they don't care about your afterlife, they don't care about any type of soul healing or salvation or any of that kind. And the interesting thing is all these people that only look at numbers, popularity, numbers, clicks, likes, cloud, you know, the things that get mainstream attention of the majority of people, right? Doesn't matter what side you're on, but just that fact, that's already enough for them to make a decision and to play around with it, because it gets attention, it gets clicks, it gets views, it gets likes, because that's what people want to see. That's what people want to be engaging with. And then it's just deciding, what side am I on? Am I Luke Skywalker or am I Darth Vader? You know, to use that as a metaphor. And by using that and playing around with that, that's how they get their name out there. That's how they become the next poster child. And to me personally, if that is the only motivator to pursue something, you know, whatever is attached to it concerning popularity, financial gain, and social status and online status, to me, that it's already a done deal. I cannot deal with that. I mean, that by itself already is the end of all. That's basically just losing yourself and selling your soul already. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be Hollywood anymore at this point. And I'm seeing more and more young people doing that. You know, it's like anything that gets some type of a crazy amount of attention, that's what they're going to pursue, because that's where the money is at. I'll give you another prime example, Lily J. You can literally see on her YouTube channel all the secular music she made, and the video clips he participated in, kissing other women, dressing provocatively, shaking her butt, all that stuff, on her channel as being a music channel because it has the little note icon next to her name. So making and producing and creating and publishing secular music. Okay. All of a sudden, a period of time, she's silent on YouTube. And maybe like a year or so after a break or being silent, she reemerges by becoming like being this TikTok star that uses chat GPT and AI to confirm Islam as a one and true and only religion to be followed by mankind. And how she became a poster child overnight to represent Islam. But if you look at her, she wears makeup, she doesn't cover up, she doesn't do anything visually speaking that aligns with Sharia law. And she's a spokeswoman for Islam online as well. And she's not married, like there are a lot of things that are questionable, right? And people just go along with it. And she just uses the majority of the Muslim crowd and audience just for clicks, views, and likes so she can cash in the check. Because she's not saying, I believe this or I convert or that. She's just about confirming these things by using AI and just playing along, like letting people hear, letting the Muslim audience hear what they want to hear. And once they're satisfied, she gets to go home with the bag. She takes home the bag. That's the interesting part of everything. So she has the final laugh. It's a manipulation tactic. Because if you really would do some deep digging, and that's what I did, going below the surface, if I would start an Islamic channel, or I would be a convert or a revert as a woman, I would get rid of all the secular music, all these videos, all the skimpy dresses, all the promoting of that type of lifestyle. But she didn't even do that. She didn't even bother. She just left it on her channel, and nobody even cares to go and watch. So the fact that it still exists, that by itself is a big sin, is sinful. But nobody questions it. So that's what I mean. You can basically blindfold people and guide people wherever you want to, as long if they're hearing the sweet sound of music and you're touching money every day, you're touching green every day, as long as they can hear these sweet words. That's all what it's about. That's manipulation tactics. Because the end goal is materialism, status, and money, possession, and that's it. So what is the difference between all these other Hollywood stars that sold their soul? What is the difference? It's the same thing. The goal, ultimate goal, is always the same thing. They can lie. They can lie between their teeth. They can say whatever you want to hear and not mean any of it, not give a damn about it. And that's the sad thing. That's why it's so disturbing, because there are only a few people that see it for what it is, but there are like a dime a dozen. The majority just go along. They just, they just cheer on. They're like, like the next hero, the next convert, the next prime example to follow. Really.
Because, like, guys, the spiritual journey, I think, is personal. Like, at the same time, like, I don't think, like, any one book is, like, one size fits all. Like, I don't think religion's, like, a one size fits all,
Right.
Like, I don't think it's, like, one shoe is, like, necessarily the perfect one, because maybe somebody feels like they're connected with the universe when they are meditating. And maybe somebody feels God when they're in a church. Maybe somebody feels God when they're praying at a mosque, So
Yes,
I feel like
absolutely.
it's individual. But at the same time, like, from a religious standpoint, from what I've been seeing, Islam does make more sense than Christianity. Just the fact that, like, they worship one God instead of, like, worshiping somebody that God sent down, like Jesus. That makes more sense for me. But I know you're probably like, you don't
I
really know.
need to do more research, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so what I want to add to it before we're going to continue watching the reaction is that's again an argument that is scripted that people always going to use to justify their decision in following Islam or deciding to choose Islam. I mean, have you ever heard of all the different monotheistic religions or spiritual practices that existed prior to the establishment of Islam as a religion? I mean, have you ever taken the time to study all the Middle Eastern religions that are monotheistic by default and existed way earlier before Islam, Christianity, and Judaism? Monotheism is not the example. Monotheism is not solemnly excluded to Islam. It's not Islam that only represents monotheism in its truest form. Monotheism existed way before any type of the Abrahamic establishments. People went from polytheism, from nature worshiping polytheism to monotheism, or from monotheism to polytheism. These things happened over time in multiple cultures and part of the world. You just want to zoom in and focus and like, oh, this is the end result of all these traditions. Let's just follow that because that must be the only truth. Just let's forget history. Let's forget everything else that developed in the world. Oh, just let's focus on this one thing because there are so many people, in that religion, part of that religion. I mean, it's just a typical thing. It's so expectable as an answer of anybody that all of a sudden have seen the light. And to me personally, it's pretty laughable. I can't take anybody like that serious because then, like, I can give you 1,000 religions that practice monotheism, but on this day in different type of traditions have something specific and essential that they can add to maybe your understanding of the universe and creation in general. But you can't be bothered because, hey, well, looking just on the mainstream, just thinking about the mainstream, just the Abrahamic traditions. That's it. I mean, you're already excluding everything else. Do you exclude people from society based on their culture or physical appearance? You're going to say like, oh, I'm just going to acknowledge Middle Eastern people and African people. Besides that, I'm not going to acknowledge anybody. You don't do that either. So why would you do that with all the other religions or spiritual practices that were born and established in the Middle East? I mean, educate yourself before just cherry and nitpicking. You're contradicting yourself. You're saying like, you can experience God wherever you want. It's very, what is it called? Unitarianism, Unitarianistic. Like, oh yeah, you can experience God everywhere. It's not just one single book. It doesn't have to be bounded. It's not just one shoe fits all. That's the point about Islam. Islam is that one shoe that fits all. That's the whole point of them promoting Islam. They want to prove it to you, and now you're saying the opposite. I mean, what the hell? You're contradicting yourself. What is the point, man?
Can be, right? It has to, or the universe cannot exist.
What's the punishment of adultery?
Go ahead.
I also believe, though, like you said there's something, there's a start.
Can be patient. Patience is good.
There's a start, okay. I believe personally, everything we know.
Something else to bring into existence.
I'm talking to this
Okay.
man, and the camera is there. I asked two questions. What's the punishment of adultery?
Police is there if you're not talking.
And how many days in Islam the world is made?
It hurts
Answer
you.
the damn thing.
It hurts you, right? I was talking to them. I know it hurts.
Two questions.
Let it burn. Let it
None
burn.
of your business,
Let
man.
it burn, let
I
it burn.
can crack him in 2 minutes.
Begins to make threats.
Yeah, crack one.
Just
Yeah,
give me
okay, go
60
ahead.
seconds.
You can crack sugar.
I'm
Okay,
an
let's go.
X1. I can crack you in 60
Oh,
seconds.
okay. No.
In front of your DCLR.
You can?
Yeah, I can.
Can you-
Just give
can
me
you be-
60 seconds.
All right.
What's the punishment of adultery?
Can I respond?
Yeah.
Wait for 10 minutes. They're going to go and we can talk.
What's the punishment
You
of
have to.
adultery?
If you don't have 10 minutes, you can walk away.
1 minute.
All right.
What's the punishment of
Anyways,
adultery?
let's come
Camera.
back. Let's go back.
Why
All
do
right.
you think this guy's so mad? Because like
Is that guy even being interviewed, or is he
No.
just coming in and trying to take over?
he thinks he's the main character.
Oh, but he's not actually the person this guy's trying to interview.
No, he's just like some
Oh.
random guy. Like this is a thing. Muslims would say like Shaitan is in his heart. Like they'd say like that's Satan speaking through him. That's making him so angry. Because people don't just get that mad for no reason,
No,
right?
he obviously has a reason why he wants that question answered.
Right. And like I feel like a lot of the times people like, have you ever like felt an emotion? You're like, why am I feeling this? Like logically I should be feeling this way, but I'm feeling this way.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like a theory is like spirits like manipulate your energy because they try to prey on your energy. So you could be having the happiest day and then out of nowhere get hit with like sadness or anger. Maybe that's like a jinn or a spirit attaching trying to steal your energy in the spiritual magnetic force
But
field.
this guy seems like there's maybe
Some-
he's been cheated on, and he's really actually wants to know what his opinion on adultery is.
Yeah, but he's just gotta lock in and wait 10 minutes. You know?
Apparently.
Like, jeez.
Okay, so this existence of a creator. Now, after that, we see there are people. There were people throughout history.
legal?
There are people throughout
Is
history.
slavery
that
legal
came.
in Islam?
You heard about Prophet Muhammad, you heard
No,
about Jesus, you heard
it's
about Noah,
legal.
you heard about all of these people.
It's
They all
legal.
made one claim, but they all come from the entity that I told you about. Now, what is upon you to do is to investigate these claims.
I'm a Muslim from
You know what I'm
Kuwait.
saying?
You don't teach
You
me
investigate
Islam.
that claim,
I
and
teach
based
you.
on the evidences,
I
whether
teach
this
you.
claim is true or not, you follow it or not.
Slavery
Right?
is
So,
legal
can I
in
get your
Islam.
phones? Right? I'll give you a video on my channel you can watch,
Is legal
in which
in
I put
Islam.
compelling evidences for the truthfulness of Islam. Right? Why is Islam the truth? And it's an hour lecture. You're welcome to watch it. Say the evidence is truth. Yeah. So if this is the case, and we have that Islam is true, meaning that Prophet Muhammad was a prophet. Okay, don't talk to him.
الكاميرا قاعد تسجل يا زبالة.
Don't talk to him.
يا ضعيف. يا ضعيف.
All right.
ايش تبي انت؟ ايش تبي؟ None of you business.
What I noticed too is like when people see Muslims out in public just like talking, for some reason they get so angry. I've seen that with Christians too. Like I've seen like Christian street preachers and like angry people coming up to them. It's something about religion that like makes some certain people just feel insecure, like makes them feel some type of way. And religious people believe that's like the demons in their heart getting triggered at the word of God. What do you think about that?
Well, definitely, if this is a religious, he's definitely upset at him about something to do with Muslim religion. Is he Muslim? Like, I wonder if the guy yelling at him, is he Muslim?
Well, basically, I'll answer that question of the mom. That is basically just religious trauma. That's religious childhood trauma. That tells me, just as an observer, that he was born in an Islamic household and he experienced Islam the fullest, and there were a lot of negative experience that came out of it that he took with him. And the moment that he entered the West, the moment he moved to the West for whatever personal reason, private or personal reason, that kind of gave him the opportunity to step away from it and remove and detach from it. Because as long as you live in countries where there's no separation of religion and state, religion dominates the state. Sharia law dominates the state. So you cannot just swap religion or identify differently or stop practicing. You're under surveillance and you will be judged accordingly. You don't have, there is no way out. There is only a way out when you leave, and it can still haunt you. There are no online examples of people that still have to live incognito, have to live undercover, have to go by a different identity because, they're being sought after, they're persecuted. But of course, they're not going to talk about that. So the fact that he's standing up, that he's screaming, shouting, and of course he's using all these words, what isn't necessary, talks out of a place of pain, hurt, and corruption. If it's kind of like when someone lied to you the entirety of your life, and all of a sudden you wake up and you realize it was a big lie. You're upset, you're angry, and that feeling that he harbored all that time, he goes from confusion to hurt and pain and trauma that is being let out. This is like venting. This is kind of like, okay, this dude identifies with it and promotes it, exactly the thing that causes all that crap in my life, and I can't stand it. I can't stand these type of people. You know what I mean? Like they just generalize it and see it as the ultimate enemy and the cause of all their pain, misery, and problems in life, or that they at least experienced in their past growing up. And this is a type of a resentment. So yeah, you can see, it's disrupted by some some negativity. It's also interesting that Tyson himself is saying like, oh, he's using again like Islamic lingo, and that's the thing, Islamic terminology to explain the situation. That also is a tactic to impress the Islamic audience, the Muslim audience, to show that he's on their side. Although the video I told was about, I'm considering it, I'm just, discussing it with my mom, what to do. So that's, it goes in all directions. And that's when you go to a horse race, where you're going to bet, and then instead of just singling out one horse, you're going to put all your money and you stretch it out over all the horses, just to make sure you win nevertheless. And that's what he's doing, basically, just all in. And I can't, personally, I can't stand that type of mentality, because that's basically just, you know exactly what you're doing. That is a manipulation tactic. That's something that sociopaths, that sociopaths in general tend to do to keep people under control. And you see that more likely in the hierarchical, business, white collar industry, like working force, where this happens. Like, you've got these people that do that and they know what they're doing because, they have that in their nature, but at the same time, they're also very strong in their communicative skills. They have a strong mental, they have a higher IQ. Like, all these things add to how you treat other people and what the intention is. There is always an end goal. You want to achieve something by doing so. You never do it just for the sake of fun, and that's the thing.
I mean, I don't think so, because he's asking
I know.
Muhammad Ali a question. I don't know, honestly. I mean, the video's titled Unstable Apostate. I don't know what apostate means. Do you know what that means? I'm going to take a guess that he's not Muslim, though.
Some people, you see, this is the example of what happens to you when you leave Islam. You become like this, right? Honestly, he said he's an ex, right? This is the outcome of leaving Islam, right? So he's showing how these people behave, you know? No one is talking to him. We said to him, wait, we can have a discussion, but he's trying to violence, that's it, right? All right, so here, if you go, this is my channel, right? Go to playlists, and then you have here, I'll just save to watch later, okay? Okay, that's fine, screenshot, right? Watch that video, and within that video, you'll see evidences for why Islam is the truth. And then all I say to you is, if you see evidence, you agree with the evidence, then follow the religion, okay? All right?
Obviously, he's not saying it in the right way at all.
Yes.
But what's he saying about slavery? Like, is it accepted in Islam or is it not?
The same channel of mine I talk about, I have a video on that, right? Where I talk about it. We don't believe in slavery, it's term slavery. We don't believe in enslaving people. Prophet forbade that, actually, right? But they were captives of war, right? In Islam. You can watch that video because he's going to be very loud and we're going to see just what's going on. Okay, this is getting. Anyways, watch it. And by the way, you're welcome to reach out to me. Find on the channel. There's Instagram, Twitter, things like that. If you've got questions, you're welcome to reach out as well, or come another day. We can talk, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, did I give it to you or no? English translation? English translation? Nice, no problem. Appreciate it. No problem. You too. See you. Assalamu alaikum.
Hold on, he gave the English translation of the Quran. I thought it wasn't allowed. I thought the only authentic Quran is solemnly in Arabic. No translation can meet up with the authenticity and the innermost spiritual depth of the words if it's not being read and recited in Arabic. It doesn't make any sense. It's always like, if you read the Bible in any type of in any type of English translated version, it's always wrong, corrupted, it's filled with errors or contradictions. But it's no problem to invite people to Islam and hand them a translation of the Quran. And I know it's the Arabic with the English, but the point is there has been proven multiple of times that even within these translations that come with the Arabic, there are also differences. You know, there are different Arabic Qurans by default, let alone if you add the English translation to it to make it more accessible to people that are non-native Arab speakers. But it goes in against the principle. If you really want to make sure that these people learn it and read it and understand it accordingly, then they should first learn classical Arabic and then start reading an Arabic Quran solemnly. And that's not what you're promoting. So you're going against your own principle. You know, and what he said about apostate, I mean, I don't expect Tyson to understand what apostate is. Apostate basically in Islamic traditions is someone who decided to leave the Deen, the religion of Islam, to decide out of free will to leave it, to abandon it, to turn its back on it, aka on Allah and his messenger, final messenger. And that's an apostate, is someone who abandons it for whatever reason. You know, they're outside of the Deen. They're outside of the Deen. They're kind of like betrayers of the cause, you know, flipping the bird to the creator. That's how they perceive it. And accordingly to Sharia law, in countries that are governed and ruled by Sharia courts, they get dealt with. If it's publicly being known that the person in question decided to abandon, you know, his identity as Muslim, then there is a penalty. There is capital punishment attached to it. And it depends on the country how strict they are with the observance of that penalty. And if it comes to slavery, the thing I should have mentioned is that there are countries where the majority of percentage of people of that country and the main religion of these countries are Islamic, that do still operate and have these practices going on. And you can say it's not a general practice of everyday Muslims stretched out of the world. That is factual. But there are parts in the world where people that identify as such, where it's intertwined with their culture, where they became a part of their day-to-day life, where it isn't questioned, where slave markets are still active, and there is second-class citizenship, and there are social status, and there is a hierarchy, and these things are accepted by law and accepted by the country, and where Islam reigns as the main and only religion. So something should have mentioned that, yes, it's still active. It gets condoned by the general population that are Islamic, but there are countries that go in that direction because of their own interpretation. It's kind of like these extreme sects in the world that take Islam to a very literal level and operate on a very aggressive level. You know what I mean? Like, that's also not what the general public identify with if it comes to Islam, but that's something that also exists, and you have to acknowledge it. You can't pretend it doesn't exist, because that's basically pretending nothing's going on that level if you want to address that topic. You can say that it is a topic within Islamic tradition that has been addressed through Prophet Muhammad and through the scholars, but you have to be honest about it. People that aren't aware, they should know it's part of history as well. So religious history.
Hello, can you send me police?
We'll see after this is done. Keep the camera on, yeah? We'll see after this is done. Hello. Yes. Jazakallah khair. Barakallah fiik.
There's a guy here in the Muslim. I was talking to him and he cursed it from
Whoa. Wait, so the guy having a crash out is calling the police?
Yeah, that's the guy crashing out.
So the guy crashing out.
What's it say? Claims we are gathering on him and we cursed at his mom.
So he's claiming that they cursed his mom. I mean, very unlikely, but they could have edited something out of the video. But I don't think so. He's not even talking to him.
This guy, maybe there's something we didn't see prior to that, because this guy is very angry at him.
It's a shaitan in his heart. It's a shaitan.
I don't know. There's more to this story.
We're happy about the police coming in. It's good for us. Yeah. It's okay, it's on camera, which is good. Just keep the camera on, that's it. Everything is on camera.
And now there are 5 people around me physically threatening me. Do you wait for it?
5 people physically threatening him, he said. How are you? Good?
I don't have
We're okay though.
Yeah, he at the very start, he's like, your DSLR camera is on me. He knows this is all recorded.
It's clearly there's nobody physically threatening him that we can see.
Yeah, nobody's even, they're not even trying to, talk to him. They're, not even acknowledging his existence, let alone, physically threaten him. You know what? Guy really just needs to lock in. He just needs to lock in, genuinely.
Don't worry, we're good. Bro, Habibi, listen. We don't want to talk to him, please, yeah? Just keep filming him and that's it. Simple.
The weak debating. Why so angry now? Let me be what I want to be. I can be my prerogative. If I crossed your line, talk. If I crossed your line, you talk to me. I'm in the middle of something. Just stay off. Stay off.
I don't think he's speaking to the police, by the way. But it'd be nice if there's any police around. He didn't attack anything, he just came.
With your friends. Woo!
The guy in the mask?
White in the mask, is he part of the interviewer, or is he just a random person?
No, they said guy with a mask comes in and steps in, so I think he's trying to de-escalate, but he also looks angry himself.
Yes. Where's this video? Where is this being recorded?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Vegas is this casino up there. I mean, doesn't it everywhere in the States have a casino though?
Just curious where this is though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this type of thing probably happens all around the world though.
Really? Smack me! Why you running? Why you running? Come here! Why you running? Why you running? Come here! Don't run! Don't run! Don't run!
He's gotta be on drugs, right? He looks like he just 4 lines of coke before this. He looks like he's on Zerka level right now.
He's very angry.
He's crazy.
Camera's on! Why you running? You're the undercover one?
Yeah, I'll talk to him. Tell him if the police comes, he should talk to me, yeah? Don't talk to them. just said to him, wait 10 minutes, give me 10 minutes, I'll talk to you, no problem. He started screaming, he didn't like that we're talking. And then essentially he just started making a scene. And then other people started coming, screaming. He said, I'll finish you in 5 minutes. I think he means intellectually, but I don't know what he means. If you give me 10 minutes, I'll finish you intellectually. I'm an ex, means he left Islam. So he's just resentful of the religion, essentially. And that's it. So he was just screaming, all these guys are against me. I don't even know the people he's talking to. So like,
So he didn't say anything racial or anything like that. It's more just being over the top.
everything we said is on
I'm
camera.
sure he didn't say anything racial because they would like arrest him for a hate crime, I guess. Wait, is that actually a thing? Like if you say something racist, like you get arrested? Like why would the cop be like, he didn't say anything racial?
I think he's just trying to figure out what's going on and is this
Right.
a racial issue?
Right, but would, like if say he was like saying racist things, like would the cop arrest him for saying that?
I think he would have to. I don't think he could by hearsay.
Right, yeah, right. But I mean, I guess if it's on video.
Yeah.
And if you'd like me to show it to you, I'll
Okay, so this is clearly the hearing on the accent is in the UK, and the music I'm hearing in the background are Hare Krishna practitioners. You know, like now I'm very certain. The thing what the mom said, she doesn't understand how it works. The fact that the police officer had to establish that there was some racial slurs or speech or anti such and such rhetoric involved, and they can prove, they have evidence, they can provide it, that would mean that the guy that is, a suspect, the perpetrator, the perp in question, will be held accountable and would be arrested based on hate speech. Yeah, based on hate speech, racism, discrimination, and hate speech, and that is punishable by law. He can be arrested for that. So whatever the mom said means that she doesn't understand how it works in the UK. You get arrested for hate speech, whether it's public, whether it's private, whether it's online. You do. If there is evidence, there are eyewitnesses, it can be proven, then that's it. You're done. You're cooked. So I don't understand what she's saying. She says, no, it's just, yeah, he's going to do it. If the guy would have said yes, and there would have people that would have confirmed it, and they have it on camera, they're taking him home. Well, to the pen at least.
show it to you. I didn't speak to him at all. All I said is just wait 10 minutes and that's it. That's it. I think it's...
So you just shouting irately, you didn't say anything here that was like racial or anything against religion or anything like that?
What we love to do, why I have a camera here, is for everything to be recorded. If someone claims I've said something, we have everything on tape from the minute he came to right now, and it's still recording, right? And we do that for safety reasons. You probably know we've been here for years. We don't cause troubles, we don't do anything, we're very well known. And individuals like this, they just come. Usually we don't call the police, we didn't even call you. I'm sure other people called you, we just...
So you don't need to commit a crime or anything like that, you just want to move on, I'm assuming? Or is there anything...
No, if he leaves, we're happy. Just people scared, they want to ask questions, that's it. Like he just made a scene. Like I don't care about him. He can go wherever he wants to go. It's not my business, right? As long as he just doesn't disturb the people around us. So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are you? Good? Do you like a free copy of the Quran? In English, yeah?
So yeah, that's basically the video. I mean, like, unhinged stuff, if we're being real.
Wow.
Guy's gotta be on drugs or something. It's been a W.
Did he call the cops?
Yeah, he did. He was literally on the phone with
He
them.
called the cops.
Yep.
But the cops want to take him away. You know what I mean? The cops are saying, "Is he causing you issues?"
Right. Yeah, because they. Yeah, that's gotta say
Even though
something,
he's
right?
the one that called the cops.
That's gotta say something. Like the cops could clearly tell that guy is like tier 10 crash out.
Clearly, yeah.
But yeah, this has been a W reaction. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more content with my mother.
Don't know if that will happen.
Come on now, the people love you. The people do love her. So
Bye,
everybody, W mum in the comments. Subscribe. Wait, pitch them why they should subscribe to the channel. Because I have a goal of 20K by Christmas, and they're gonna listen to you rather than me.
Well, I think anybody who's known you for a while, who's been longtime subscribers, know how hard you've worked and how long you've been doing this.
Yeah.
And it's your goal, it's your passion, it's your job.
Yeah.
So absolutely, they should get you as high as they can get you.
Thanks, Mom.
100,000 subs.
100,000 subs
Forget
by
the
when?
20.
By Christmas?
Well, that would be nice.
100K by Christmas, and I'd be freaking jumping up and down,
Yeah,
and you
that'd
know
be
that.
nice.
All right, everybody, like the video.
I will come on a lot more if that happened.
Yeah, if we hit 100K, this is gonna be a recurring thing on the channel. Yes. But yeah, guys, like the video, comment what you think, comment W mum, subscribe, share this everywhere. God bless you all for watching. Much more coming in the future. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless everybody.
All.
Take care. All right, what's up, everybody?
Okay, so that was the end of it. Now, to be very honest, what I can say is that it's very clear as daylight that he's going in the same direction if it comes to commentary reaction videos as Sonny Faz. He's literally mimicking that style, mimicking that formula, and then adding Sneeko to it, adding Andrew Tate to it. Like it's a combination of all these variations that already exist just to get clout. If I just think back, I went back to his first videos, like 11 years ago or something like that, when he was an actual kid, a small kid, and he used to make nature videos, gaming videos and nature videos. You know, that's what he used to do. And all of a sudden now, at this point in time, he wants to pursue Islam. He wants to be a propagandist. He wants to promote Islam. And he wants to make the same type of content as Nico, as Sonny Fast with his mom for clicks, likes, views. I mean, 20K, 100K, 1 million, 1 billion. How many copycats, how many clones are going to be out there that operate on the same formula? I mean, I can say the same thing with Christian apologia, with Christian apologetic channels, the street preaching. There are a lot of people that try it out. So with the intention also to reach the heights of, for example, Christ Forgiveness, the Christ Forgiveness channel with David Lynn, and Gabe, the street preacher. What else? The apologetic channels with David Wood and all that stuff, and the apostate prophet. Like, I've seen so many people coming from all these directions using the same blueprint to blow up, and it's mainly just to generate a crowd, gain popularity, and make tons of money. Whether it's ex-Muslim channels, whether it's street preaching channels, whether it's conversion or reversion channels, whether it's always a pattern. It's always a pattern I see, and it becomes more and more mainstream that people use that as an endeavor to achieve fame, status, money, and success. And that becomes their job. That becomes their thing. That becomes their career. And I'm personally, as an individual, I'm just getting so fed up with it. That's also one of these reasons that I would actually rather just completely remove myself from being online. It becomes too much. If everybody just does it with the intention to make money and not have to work at all in the physical sense, go to work, do a job, perform an act, and create this type of income by doing typical manual labor or mental/manual labor, then this is always like, let's try, let's see how far I can get, let's see if I can do it, let's see I can be the next in line. I'm seeing more and more people doing. Like, I can give you an entire list of names you can Google right now that are doing exactly the same thing. And yeah, it always starts with doing your research. What type of content, what type of niche, then reaching out through X or on Instagram with one of these big guys, these big fish, and then doing a live stream or an interview, and then getting your name out there, your channel out there, and then just continuing. And it's always that it is a fixed pattern I'm seeing people doing to blow up, to get notoriety, to get status, to get online status, to gain clout. A lot of people selling their souls out there just for money. Really crazy. Well, if you liked the video, if you thought there was some relevancy to it and interesting enough, let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. And well, if Tyson Hockley is seeing this by some coincidence, I doubt it, but with some coincidence, well, you can always leave a comment, and I would love to do a live stream with you. I would love to do a live stream with you and some Q&A concerning any type of religious topic you want to talk about. Get at me.